Hello. Welcome to my channel. I put together this class explaining the detailed concepts on how to deploy Fortinet firewalls in AWS. This is one of the topics we cover in the class. We use Terraform to deploy the configuration, which is a lifesaver. Please use the coupon code below to sign up for this class. In this lecture we cover how to configure the new Gateway Load Balancer feature in conjunction with Transit Gateway for AWS VPC segmentation. This is a new topic and a lot of people are confused about it. This diagram here depicts the solution. The key point to remember to keep in mind about routing is that it is a hop-by-hop decision. Every hop decides where to forward the packet. This is done by utilizing the routing tables. Our goal is to inspect traffic between spoke VPCs utilizing a next-generation firewall. Typically, when you build out your AWS infrastructure, you plan out VPCs based on what workloads you will place in those VPCs. For security and segmentation, a key point to take into consideration when you design your infrastructure is to map workloads to VPCs based on the functions. Traffic between instances in the same VPC typically gets network security controls using security groups. Traffic between instances in different VPCs communicating to each other is an example of east-west traffic. This traffic can be inspected using Transit Gateway in conjunction with Gateway Load Balancer. To make this work, we rely on multiple route tables. In the Security VPC, we have a Transit Gateway route table. This route table directs all traffic to the security firewall for inspection. The traffic will be sent to the VPC endpoint, which sends the traffic through the Gateway Load Balancer to the security firewall. This allows the traffic to be inspected by the firewall. The return traffic comes back to the VPC endpoint. The return traffic gets checked against the route table, which results in the traffic getting routed to the Transit Gateway attachment of the security VPC. There are also additional route tables in the security VPC. Those are the Gateway Endpoint route tables and the NAT Gateway route tables, which is the public route table. The Gateway Endpoint route table allows us to handle traffic that egresses the gateway endpoint, after the traffic makes its round through the firewall. The return traffic will be checked to determine what destination should be processing the traffic. For traffic going out to the Internet, the Gateway Endpoint route table sends the traffic to the NAT gateway. The return traffic is then received by the VPC endpoint, which is then routed to the Transit Gateway. It is sent on its way to the spoke VPC that initiated the traffic in the first place. The route table of the gateway endpoint routes the traffic from spoke to spoke as well for east-west segmentation. If one spoke sends traffic to another spoke, traffic will get routed through the spoke VPC to the Transit Gateway. The traffic gets to the security VPC and gets routed to the VPC endpoint, onto the firewall. It returns back to the route table, which has a route for RFC 1918 to go to the Transit Gateway attachment. Now, the Transit Gateway has attachment to each of the spokes, as well as to the security VPC. This is the construct that allows us to do east-west and north-south inspection of traffic, using the next-generation firewall in the security VPC. In the spoke VPC, we make a distinction between EC2 instances that are publicly accessible, and other instances that should not be publicly accessible. The publicly accessible instances should go into a subnet designated as public. This indicates that the EC2 instance allows incoming access from the untrusted Internet. For those instances, we need to send ingress traffic received from the Internet gateway and destined to the EC2 instance public IP, to the central firewall for inspection. We also need to inspect traffic egressing the instances and going to the Internet for threats. In order for the traffic incoming from the Internet to be inspected by the security VPC firewall, there are two underlying components in use. The first is the VPC ingress routing, which steers the incoming traffic from the Internet to the EC2 instance IP address, which will be sent directly to the gateway endpoint. This is achieved using an ingress route to the VPC endpoint. That traffic that gets sent to the VPC endpoint, picture it like a door that has two rooms connected and a hallway in between. That door is on the spoke VPC side, then a hallway with a door on the opposite side. That hallway is the gateway load balancer, the door on the other side connects directly to the firewall. Traffic gets shipped to the firewall for inspection. The return traffic will be leaving out the same door it came in through. This lands the packet back in the gateway endpoint, which is in the spoke gateway endpoint route table. The route table is in the same supernet as the EC2 instance, so traffic gets sent to the EC2 instance. The public subnet EC2 instances also requires Internet access. Preferably we need to use the same elastic public IP address that is associated in the spoke VPC. To do this, the public instance route table is configured to send quad 0 to the VPC endpoint. This traffic also gets sent to the firewall for inspection. It goes in one door, gets out on the other side by getting sent to the firewall. The firewall inspects the traffic, it then returns the traffic back to the VPC endpoint that sent the traffic in the first place. This traffic lands in the gateway endpoint route table in the spoke VPC. That route table has a default route pointing to the Internet gateway. So, the traffic loops through the central VPC firewall and returns back to get routed to the destination using the local Internet gateway. It's a different story for the private subnet. The private subnets, on the other hand, are not reachable publicly from the Internet. Their traffic requirement falls under a couple of scenarios. The first scenario is traffic going to other spoke VPCs. This requires east-west firewalling. In that case, the packet would be shipped to the security VPC via the transit gateway. The reason why is we have a default route pointing at the transit gateway. The traffic gets received by the transit gateway spoke route table. The spoke route table in the transit gateway has only one route that points at the security VPC attachment. Traffic gets to the security VPC and lands in the transit gateway routing table. This table has quad 0 pointing at the gateway endpoint. That is also the revolving door that takes the packet to the firewall for inspection. The return traffic egresses out of the gateway endpoint. The gateway endpoint route table has an RFC 1918 route to the transit gateway. The return traffic comes back to the security VPC transit gateway attachment. The traffic destination gets checked against the routing table for the security VPC, which has a route to that spoke supernet pointing at its VPC attachment. Traffic finally arrives to the destination EC2 instance. The return traffic will take the same path but in reverse. The second scenario is for traffic going to the internet. In order for us to efficiently get those instances to talk to the internet without allowing the instances to be publicly accessible, we use the NAT gateway. The NAT gateway, however, is in the security VPC and not the spoke VPC. The reason why is to allow us to efficiently route and inspect the traffic by the security firewall. This also eliminates the need for firewalls in the spoke VPC. Having firewalls in the spoke VPCs would add cost and complexity. To achieve the routing for internet traffic, the traffic from the EC2 instance gets matched against the route table. This has a quad 0 route pointing at the transit gateway. The traffic lands in the spoke VPC route table, which has a default route of quad 0 pointing at the security VPC attachment. Traffic lands in the security VPC in the transit gateway route table. The transit gateway route table has a quad 0 route pointing at the gateway endpoint. The gateway endpoint is the revolving door that takes the traffic received from the transit gateway attachment to the firewall. The firewall inspects the traffic. It returns the traffic to the gateway endpoint after processing. The gateway endpoint looks up the destination and determines that this is going to unknown destinations. The gateway endpoint route table is configured for quad 0 to point at the NAT gateway. The NAT gateway gets the packet and does its network translation. It then ships the traffic out, and sends it out to the internet through the internet gateway. The return traffic gets received by the NAT gateway route table. The response traffic has the destination of the EC2 instance IP address. The NAT gateway route table checks how to reach that IP address. The destination IP address matches the RFC 1918 route. This results in the traffic getting sent to the security VPC attachment. Traffic lands in the security VPC and gets checked against the security VPC route table. This is the last leg of the conversation, and the packet is sent out the spoke VPC attachment. It lands in the spoke VPC transit gateway route table, which sends the traffic directly to the EC2 instance. Return traffic gets received by the EC2 instance that initiated the connection in the first place. If you found this information useful, please smash the like button and subscribe for more updates. Also, don't forget to join my class. We cover in details how to deploy this setup using Terraform in the class.